Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here with Raptors Digest, breaking down Kyle Lowry speaking out on the Toronto Raptors. We also have an injury update that could be pretty significant to this team. We're also going to dive deep into the defense for this Toronto Raptors team, and also breaking down some re-signings. The Raptors called up Bonga and Johnson from the G League, so let's just dive straight into it. And the first thing we're talking about is Kyle Lowry. As he, the Toronto Raptors GOAT spoke out on this Toronto Raptors team. Now, there was a little story going on in Miami specifically, or going down in Miami, with him talking to Eric Spoelstra recently, and he was essentially saying he was trying to get to Miami for the past 3 years. That was the rumor. That was the thing that spoke out. I don't know if there's an official clip. I didn't dive too much into it, but I wasn't surprised to see this coming out here with Kyle Lowry. Now, the comments, this report being made that Kyle Lowry, saying in a quote, "Like I've said, I'll say it now, I will sign a one-day contract and I'll retire a Toronto Raptor. That is my everything." So, as Raptors fans, as Raptors loyalists, we love to see Kyle Lowry embracing the squad, even when he's with a new team. Obviously, he won a championship with the Toronto Raptors. He's a Raptor for life. He played with us for so many seasons, and even though the Heat culture, everyone buys in, right? He's still repping the Toronto Raptors. His mom is coming to games, and this is it's a feel-good thing. You see it, your heart warms a little bit for the Raptors' growth, right? Seeing him still support the squad, because rarely do you see players do that. When, even when they leave on good terms, like I rarely see LeBron speak out on Cleveland, and that's his hometown. He does occasionally, but nothing really like this, I feel like, since he's been with LA. Maybe I'm just blind to that sort of stuff, but different, it's cool seeing Kyle Lowry speak out on the team, especially after those comments were made. And I just wanted to throw out, he also had a big interview bringing out a comments behind Joe Ingles, saying how Joe Ingles came up to him and said or he was interviewed and said how weird Kyle Lowry looks in that Miami Heat jersey, and that's a fact. I still can't get used to Kyle Lowry rocking those Miami threads. It's a weird sight to behold, but obviously the Toronto Raptors GOAT. I'm glad to see him succeeding down there in Miami, and it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, obviously, I've been a Raptors praiser. I want to see this team make the playoffs. I don't want to see his tank play the Kazoos. It'd be really cool to see us play the Miami Heat in the playoffs, get that playoff matchup versus the former Toronto Raptors GOAT. That's something, or the current, he's the greatest Raptor of all time, will be until he's surpassed by someone in the future. But the GOAT against his former team, that would be something that's cool to see. Cool to see, without a doubt. But we still have other stuff to dive into. And the next topic we're talking about is it's this one. We have a Raptors injury update. We have a Toronto Raptors injury update, and this is coming from Doug Smith, I believe. I'm pressing the wrong buttons, left, right, and center here. But the Raptors are going through a workout at Chase Center today, and Yuta Watanabe is a full participant, and signs point to his season debut in Memphis on Wednesday. And no one would be surprised if OG Anunoby played as well. So Doug Smith coming in with the big news. Obviously, this is huge for the Toronto Raptors, as we just had we're still on this tough West Coast trip, losing to the Golden State Warriors. There's no shame in that, but we did lose. I guess we're down by 10. We made some runs during the game, but we really didn't have a chance at any point during that game. And we're playing the Memphis Grizzlies now in the coming games, so we got to get some W's. We got to get some wins for this Toronto Raptors team. We want to at least be around 500 so we can make a push when everything comes together. Everything is molded. The squad is looking nice. We get that chemistry built up with Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., Freddie Van Vliet, right? That's what I'm excited to see. So to have Yuta Watanabe back as a deep bench piece, or deep bench, who knows what he'll be in the rotation, and obviously our starter OG Anunoby, who we really could have used on Andrew Wiggins last night, making proper closeouts. That would have been a huge positive. But I do want to speak on Yuta Watanabe a little bit, because what will his role be with this Toronto Raptors squad? We have so many guys that are vying for minutes, right? Svi Mykhailiuk is he's had some ups this season, right? This Fiji water, sipping on that. Chris Boucher, he's kind of played his way out of the rotation, but just as Yuta Watanabe comes back, similar position, power forward, small forward, Boucher started to play well a little bit. Now, Nick Nurse still isn't giving him that many minutes, but it's going to be interesting to see those two guys fight for position. Obviously, Kem fully healthy. We've been starting Pascal Siakam at center, so Birch and Precious are off the bench, so that fills up those more forward positions as well. And Yuta Watanabe had a really good preseason. People were raving about his growth, his development, not just last season, but over the summer. We didn't get to see a lot of it, so I'm intrigued because he's a great defender. He shoots the three. I'm intrigued to see what role he'll play for this Toronto Raptors team. It's always a plus getting guys back into the lineup. So that's a huge one. But we have another topic. We're breaking down, and it's the Raptors defense has fallen off a cliff. And this was taken from a Reddit poster. It was something Fred Van Vliet 22, Steady Freddy something. I apologize for messing up the name, but he made this cool graphic. It was pretty big. I only took a corner of it, but November 7th, the turnaround date. And ever since that point, the Toronto Raptors defense has fallen off a cliff. It went from 7th in the league in defensive rating to 30th, right? I'll keep that. I'll get that little graphic shown up on the screen once again. If I can press the right buttons. But then our defensive rebounding percentage went from 16th to 26th. Opponent's efficient field goal percentage went from 17th to 30th. So obviously, clearly, that's a nosedive for the Toronto Raptors defense, and I think the eye test supports that from fans watching this team. The defense looks so good when we're winning those games, and now obviously we had that Pistons game and some West Coast road trips where we face some tough teams. So maybe the level of competition has to be factored in to these stats being poor, especially when it's a small sample size. But the eye test shows that we're leaving a lot of open corner threes, and people the debates are wild in our comment sections as of late. People saying we're slandering Siakam. I only have one video where I was frustrated with Siakam, and even then I was still pretty positive. I don't know. Siakam's fine. He just needs to get back in his rhythm. And if he's going to have all that pressure on him, then it is what it is. But I'm getting away from the defense right there. People were talking about the schemes of Nick Nurse, and Nick Nurse clamped up. He loves to clamp up the superstars on the other team, and he kept Steph Curry from really doing anything at all in that game. But it was really the Jordan Pooles, the Andrew Wiggins of the world that destroyed us against the Warriors. So it's a catch-22. What are you going to do? You want Steph to kill you, or do you want the role players? It is what it is. But when there's that many three-point shooters on the squad, you got to run some defensive schemes, man and zone, right? The Raptors have made it known where they have Jason Tatum in tears in post-game interviews. Oh, no, not in tears, but complaining about how they run a man-to-man, they switch to a zone at the end, or they inverse. Right, that's what the Raptors probably should have done, rather than just camping in a 2-3 zone. It's at a stretch during the game, so I want to make that known. But if we're giving up this many open corner threes, I know we have a young team, even though we have great individual on-ball defenders. It's going to take a while for them to figure all that stuff out. So I don't know. I'm excited to see the Raptors hopefully turn it around, get back home, and hopefully win some home games this season. But the final topic we're talking about is the Raptors recalling Bonga and David Johnson from the G League. And I'm surprised that we're doing this right now with Yuta and OG Anunoby coming back, because not a lot of minutes to go around. Do I think this is a significant call-up or anything like that? Probably not. Will they get minutes? I don't know. But it'll be nice to see the guys back onto the bench. But anyways, you guys are the best for making it this far. If you guys, we're on the road to 22K subscribers, and you guys want a fresh hoodie, right there. If you're subscribed, you'll be entered in a giveaway, so definitely check that out. Subscribe to the channel if you like all the content, you want that hoodie. Join the channel membership for lots of cool perks. Check out the merchandise. We got some cool stuff dropping for Christmas. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, all that cool stuff. Anyways, appreciate you guys for making it this far. You guys are the best. I'm signing off. Cheers.